All right, just want to do a quick little video here of Naomi and Sasha Banks walking out of WWE. A lot of people talking about this, a lot of people up in arms. It's a big story, so I want to give my thoughts here. And I wanted to wait until something else came out on it. We still haven't heard much of it, with the exception of WWE's response. So I heard what they said on SmackDown. And they're like, Sasha, it was actually pretty funny. Michael Cole is like Sasha Banks. He's reading off a piece of paper saying that these two people let down WWE. I thought it was pretty savage. Honestly, I laughed at it. And I got to take WWE's side on this one for the most part. I mean, just to walk out of your job like that, especially the job that they have, they're under contract. It's not like a normal job where you can just like put in your 2-week notice, but very unprofessional, very immature just to leave like that you have a difference of creative. You know, it doesn't give you, you shouldn't just walk right out like that and embarrass the company, embarrass yourselves, and make yourselves look like little children. I mean, you just don't do that at a job though. Like, unless it's something like criminal that your management is doing to you, you don't just walk out of a job like that. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter how high up on the totem pole you are. It doesn't matter if you're in WWE or at an office job. You should not just walk right out of a job. You should at least, you know, say, hey, I don't like this job anymore. I'm going to put in my 2-week notice. But it seems like the argument is WWE is not treating Sasha Banks and Naomi correctly. Now, these two people are not being forced to wrestle. They don't have to wrestle for WWE. They could go wrestle for an indie promotion. They can go wrestle for AEW. They have a lot of different options. So to say that they're being disrespected, they're the tag team champions, okay? I mean, how is that being disrespected? And I'm sure a lot of people are saying, oh, they're not treated as well as the men. Well, they shouldn't be, because they're women. Sorry, that's a fact of the matter, people. Okay? Women wrestling is never going to be as entertaining as men, because women's sports are never going to be as entertaining as male sports, because it's a fact of the matter that males are just physically superior to women. Sorry, it's a fact of nature. So this is an outgrowth of the women's revolution bullshit. It's an outgrowth of this idea that women's sports and male sports should be equal. You know, there's all those people bitching that male athletes are being paid more than women athletes. Well, that's how it should be, people. Sorry to say, but that's how it should be. So to say that Naomi and Sasha Banks are being treated unfairly is retarded. When they are the tag team champions, when they've been paid a shit ton of money, when they've become some of the biggest wrestlers in the world. Some of the most well-known wrestlers in the world are these two people. You know, the WWE has done a lot for them. And even if you disagree with the creative direction, they were in the main event, weren't they? They were scheduled to be in the main event. They were two of the most popular people. I mean, how can you say that? I mean, you could say, again, you have a difference of creative, but, I mean, again, just to walk out like that is stupid. And to say, you know, and people could say, well, CM Punk did that too. And I think it was wrong when CM Punk did it too. Like, you know, a lot of people cheered him for that, but I mean, I don't even remember how I thought of it at the time, but looking back at that, it's like, again, if you have a difference of like opinion with your management team, that's not how you handle it. And with like wrestling and sports, you have contracts, so you should fulfill your contract if you agree to that. Like, again, nobody's holding a gun to these two women's head and saying like you have to wrestle for Vince McMahon. So really, in my opinion, a very immature way to handle this. And then you have a lot of retards on Twitter saying that, oh, great job, Sasha Banks, for standing up for yourself and this and that. Like, no, shut up, people. Okay, you know, I think I do have a different opinion of WWE now that I've stopped watching it. I'm not saying that WWE is great or anything like that, but to say like, oh, they're being disrespected, really? They make a shit ton of money. They're the champions. They're in prominent positions on the show. So to say that they're being disrespected is just stupid. Like, it don't make any sense. And then I saw, to end the video, I want to say one more thing. I saw a really retarded article on Bleacher Report the other day. I don't go on there much, but I went on there because of this Sasha Banks drama bullshit. And I went on there and I saw that there was an article that said black females are like the future of wrestling or some bullshit like that. A very racist article. Like when you watch wrestling, like, do you like think about like the color of people? Like, are you that shallow minded that you just look and say, well, Bobby Lashley, he's black. Sasha, I mean, you never watch shit like that. I mean, I personally don't really think of that. Like, I don't say that, like, oh, Bobby Lashley's black and he won the championship, so that's better than a white person. I mean, who the fuck thinks like that? I mean, who the fuck looks at race like that? Aren't we supposed to be colorblind and not give a fuck about people's skin color? But you see stupid articles on Bleacher Report. I mean, you could argue that's a racist article saying that black females why just because somebody's black that makes them superior to a white women wrestler or a white male wrestler. I mean, just a retarded article. So again, to summarize, you got a lot of idiots like that. Whoever wrote that Bleacher Report article, a lot of people saying women power, girl power to Sasha Banks, and I gotta take WWE's side on here. Again, WWE is not perfect. They do a lot of shitty things. They've really fucked up my life, honestly, you know, with all the bullshit I've wasted my life on watching. But I got to take their side here for the most part. I mean, the only way that you could say these two women are justified in walking out is if WWE is doing something criminal, like there was some, you know, really heinous acts going on, like illegal criminal acts going on behind the scenes, which it doesn't appear that is being alleged by anybody. And I really highly doubt that that was happening. But that would really be the only way that you could defend these two people's actions. And I mean, they should really speak for themselves. You can't just do something like this, walk out and like not say anything. Like, at least give a reason, you know, as to why you did this. Because I'm very curious. And so I got to take WWE's side on here. I loved Michael Cole's little thing on SmackDown. I thought that was hilarious, how he said that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I look at wrestling different now as somebody who doesn't watch anymore, but I found that funny, and I have to take WWE's side here on this one. And I have to say Naomi and Sasha Banks did not do the right thing. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.